Welcome back. It's MLB Now, presented by Meineke. You know, the last calendar year, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., no home runs at home during the regular season. It's a mix. I mean, look at the other guys on this list. You've got, defensive players, speed players, and Vlad Jr. Yesterday was the anniversary of his last home run at home in Toronto. He's on the injured list now with a concussion. He got kneed in the head by Ryan McMahon, but overall, he's slugging .356, has a 91 OPS plus. That's below league average. All right, time for honors class. If you don't like it, you can send us a photo, but that's the one that stays right now. Joey Votto is here. Hello, Joey.
No, I'm reacting to Vladdy. 328 plate appearances without a home run.
Inexplicable.
Tough. They love him there. Mm-hmm. The Toronto fan base is a great fan base in that they're going to show up, but they don't have the feel that a Philadelphia or a Mets fan base has in terms of letting their superstars know immediately that we expect production right now.
That edge is good or bad?
That edge, I think, is important. I think getting feedback immediately nice that you had a good year last year, but we expect excellence every year. And I don't think that has anything to do with his performance, but if he's in Philadelphia, his hands would be full right now.
Interesting. You put this out on X, and also you were talking about Vladdy not back-legging or back-hipping balls. His forward move is delaying his barrel from snapping into place. He sees the ball, knows it's drivable, but his move causes the bat to lag, keeps him from getting the barrel to the target. All right, explain that.
I said agree, so I'm not.
Oh, okay.
No. All I was really trying to point out was. There's something going on technically. Obviously, if the ball's not going over the fence, clearly it's showing up. My question is there some sort of hangover from the World Series? And the other thing I want to say is, from 26 to 27, in my experience, my bat slowed. And I'm wondering if technically...
That age.
I'm wondering if technically Vladdy has the ability to adjust and simplify his swing because he's been handed this till 40 years old contract. When you get handed a 10-plus year contract, it's an immense responsibility for two reasons. First of all, obviously the relationship, but you also have to think big picture. How do I perform with excellence at year 5, at year 8, at year 10?
That's hitting you year 1? Because, again, you had a 10-year contract.
I had a 12-year contract,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with Matt Holliday, and he had an 8-year contract. And I said, how you doing? He goes, miserable every day. And this was year 4 or 5 in his contract. And he said, I can't sleep. Because he bore so much responsibility being excellent every single day and making sure that his contract was satisfactory, making sure he earned it.
Right.
And I think that's a certain mentality that you have to have. So, we'll see. Year 1 of a 14-year contract, he has to perform better. And I know that he knows that.
What's surprising, that's interesting, because I don't think we feel that. From the outside, that you would feel that, that weight, and it would just bear on you. But last year in the playoffs, again, he was so fantastic in the field, base running and hitting. He slugged 600 every level, 600 over 1,000 each level. Wouldn't you think that would catapult you to that level, or it just doesn't? You got to come back and pitch by pitch. You got to do it again.
Well, you have to do it again, but there's plenty of players that are below average batters that have fantastic playoff stretches. So I don't see the crossover between playoff and regular season.
For a guy that level. I'm saying for a guy that level.
He's an excellent player with a great track record. I mean, He's got 6 All-Stars and an MVP runner-up and a near 50 home run season. I think just what I'm getting at is there has to be more home runs, and that comes from swing efficiency. And technically, there's something slightly off, and that was my mention in the tweet.
Okay, interesting. We put this out. We have some good questions from the people out there. You ready for some questions for the people?
Yeah.
On X, we asked the questions here. All right, here we go. Start off with, this is Slapshot, I think we're starting off with here. Who has the best approach, thinking fan, all right, best approach to hitting currently in Major League Baseball? You like that? Best hitting approach in baseball. Anyone leap to mind?
Well, the modern hitter has to homer, so someone like Schwarber would be perfect.
Okay, you like his approach?
Well, I can't relate to it. But the game calls for that sort of swing. Yordan Alvarez is probably him and Judge are close to best hitters right now. I think I've moved Yordan up into that echelon. But in terms of technical ability, Schwarber's getting the most bang for his buck.
Okay.
So he's my.
Excellent. No, off the cuff. Here's Bill. Is it true that you once ordered 51 pizzas and had them placed in front of Ichiro's locker?
I thought it was 52. Yeah, 51 for his number. I think I was just flirting with him.
You bought him. There were actual physical pizzas there.
Yeah, that's what I do. If I like you, I send pizzas.
And what did he say? Did he say anything? Did he get back to you?
Yeah, he came over and we took a picture and chatted about it. He laughed about it.
All right,
yeah.
That's good. And then I guess the rest of the club had
The
pizzas.
story of it is that I was told that he goes to California Pizza Kitchen every single day before a game on the road, and so I thought it'd be funny to send him pizzas.
It's pretty good. Here's another question here. They ask, Joey, what active hitter's game reminds you of your own? Is anybody out there remind you of yours?
Soto. Soto is a better version of me, just more powerful. I think that's the slight difference between he and I. I couldn't hit a ball 115, 120 miles an hour, but I was a strong hitter, and I had the patience and the good decision making.
You did all right. Here's Jay-Z, who said early on in your career you would tug on the collar of your jersey. I think I remember this too, with your right arm when taking a ball from a left-handed pitcher. Was that a physical tick or as a reminder of something in the box?
It's an interesting question. Watching PCA's at bat, I can almost guarantee that's one of the adjustments that he has made over the course of his career. I want to stay closed. I want to make sure I swing at good pitchers. And, left-handed hitters will do that. Todd Helton taught me that.
Okay. Really?
Yes.
What did he say to you? Would you remember? Do you have a one-on-one with Todd Helton?
No, I just watched him and then I asked him about it.
Okay, interesting. There's a good eye for detail right there. That's a good job by Jay-Z right there. Right? Because as soon as he said it, I was like, yeah, you used to do that. I barely recalled it. This is from Brenda, who asks, why don't you come back and be the hitting coach or just come back in any form? We need you. I don't know if this is a Reds fan. We need you. Who we is. Will you consider, I'll elaborate on that, do you want to coach or manage or get back in the game officially?
No. I don't. Thank you for the offer. That's very kind. And anytime you're wanted, it's an honor. But I get to do this. I get to come here and hang out, and I'm just not motivated to hop on a plane and head all over the country. And most importantly, to serve the hitter, you have to spend time in the minor leagues.
Okay. Oh, you'd want to be an apprenticeship and work your way up. How about front office? If they want, a lot of guys dabble in the front office who are former players, and then you can pick your spots?
Yeah, if they want to give me the Reds job, I'll take it.
You mean running the club?
Yeah, just give me the GM. I'll take it.
All right, there we go. We'll make news. And I wanted to put this out. Again, we get a lot of messages like this. This isn't a question, but this is from Cincy Kid, who puts this out. And I just wanted to, we get a lot of these. Hey, Joey Votto, first of all, I'm a big fan. You're my favorite Red. The reason why my wife fell in love with baseball. We miss seeing you play. You're a joy to us fans. I hope to shake your hand. Thank you personally for being an inspiration to me and many others. Thank you. And that from Drew. We get a lot of that. I wanted you to see that.
I had a wonderful time in Cincinnati with fantastic fans. When you spend 17 years with one team, and that's kind of what I'm commenting with Vladdy, when you spend such a long time entrenched in one city, it's more important than just the contract and the dollars. It's the connection you make with the city and how they hold you responsible. And I remember vividly getting, we have Marty Brenneman and Tom Brenneman, the radio announcers, and they held me to account. The very last day of the season, I finished 6th in most valuable player voting. I got on base 300-something times, and they booed me in Cincinnati. They booed me on that last day. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, I don't like that, but I have to be better. And so, that's the account I was held to.
Wow. The connection is strong, but you recognize that you affect people. I mean, you can see the effect that
it's the only thing I miss about playing. The only thing I miss about playing is the connection with the city and giving back and being a part of something. Nice. I'll always be a Cincinnati Red for the rest of my life.
That's nice. Great to have you here, Joey. Joey Votto is here.